I promised the Jimmy Garoppolo thing.
Okay.
So what do you think about this? So the news comes out yesterday. This is after the Raiders signed Jimmy. Jimmy undergoes foot surgery on the injury that took place last year. The first thing that popped to my mind, and this might be a weird mind. Maybe I have one. I don't know. But the first thing that popped to my mind is not anything about injury prone, and is not anything about his 49ers career, not anything about the Raiders' decision. First thing that pops to my mind is the smile. Remember the smile? The smile on the sideline in Philadelphia.
When Trey got hurt or when Josh got hurt?
When Brock got hurt.
Oh, that's right.
When Brock got hurt.
Brock.
And the thought was leading into the playoffs, like Jimmy could be like emergency available kind of thing. Oh, and people didn't like the smile. They did not like the smile because it was as if Jimmy was either, it was going to be translated as if Jimmy was either laughing at the 49ers or, at minimum, he shouldn't be having any fun. Don't you be having any fun over there while you're losing the NFC Championship game? I kind of blew the whole thing off, but I was just thinking about this. So if he actually needed foot surgery, which means he wasn't even close to being available, there was definitely, going into free agency, no way, no how, no way in hell that guy was going to take a football field when he was about to be a free agent and give his body to the 49ers again on the way into free agency. If I was his agent, I don't even know if I'd have let him be on the sideline.
Done ye.
Exactly. Get your butt in bubble wrap, watch the game on a couch. Does it change anybody who was bothered by the smile or anything about the Garoppolo exit? Does it change anything in your mind knowing that he needed surgery while all that was happening?
No.
No?
And it makes me feel bad for the Raiders because...
It does?
Yeah. If you needed surgery, then why didn't you get surgery back in, I don't know, December? When you got hurt?
Maybe he was trying to be ready for the 49ers, and it didn't work.
Or maybe he was trying to dupe a new team into signing him without knowing fully that he needed surgery.
Well, except for, it's not like the Raiders didn't do a physical. I don't think this was like news to them. They didn't sign him and then went, wait, what? You're having surgery?
He had surgery after he signed.
Yeah. So that must have been above board. They must have known.
Maybe.
To a certain degree.
You would hope that they knew.
Yeah.
But
it almost makes me laugh in going back to the year before. Remember the whole discussion? No one is signing him while he's hurt. Really?
And no one signed him.
Right, but I don't think that was the reason at all. I don't think that was the reason. I think that he was, still under contract. Right at that, you couldn't just sign him. You had to trade for him. You had to give up assets for him.
Right.
Very different conversation for football teams out there. But look at the 49ers now. They're banking on Brock Purdy being started for week 1. He's totally hurt. Like, the idea that someone's hurt does not mean he's unacquirable.
Right.
We were just talking about Conforto and Haniger. Acquirable, yet hurt.
This is different. This is the quarterback of your team.
Fair.
And so the Raiders sign him, and I'm sure they knew that he was still broken or still needed surgery, and yet they paid him, $72.75 million over 3 years for a guy who maybe will be ready for training camp, according to reports.
But you feel bad for them? I get there's a decision that they made.
I don't feel bad for the Raiders.
Okay, I thought that's what you just said.
Well, I feel worse for the Raiders than I do for the Niners, and I don't feel bad for Jimmy Garoppolo at all. And as far as Jimmy Garoppolo smiling on the sideline, that's a bad look. That's a bad look for Jimmy G.
Why?
Because if you can't play, then don't be on the sideline. And if you are on the sideline, act like you give a crap about the 49ers because you're down there grinning it up as Brock Purdy gets hurt. And I know he's not like, ooh, Brock got hurt. That makes me happy. But the optics of it, Mark, are not good. Because if you think about the whole arc of the year where the Niners only signed him because they had to, and then they played him, and then he got hurt, and now they didn't put him on IR because they thought that he might be able to come back and be healthy. But all the while, There's no way
Now,
he was ever
back to Willard and Dibs.
That's
There's
right.
no way he-
Damn
yeah.
right. Right in the middle of it, actually.
Yeah, normally I get a buzzer in the middle of my takes that he doesn't like, but
Can you play that all the time, Grandy? Just do that whenever you want.
Totally on a loop,
Open invitation.
yeah, it's like when you're on hold and all of a sudden it's like, we'll be with you in just a moment.
Now back to Dan Dibley.
Dude, it comes back to you in a minute.
Yeah, that's right.
The fact that Kyle Shanahan didn't put him on IR makes me feel bad for the Niners because obviously they thought that maybe Jimmy G would be available. Otherwise, you put him on IR. But Jimmy G, by what he is showing you, he didn't give a crap about coming back at all and toughing it out, nor should he.
Now back to Mark Grandy, who I think wants to say something.
Yeah,
What do
my
you
bad
got,
there.
birthday boy?
I was reaching for the mic and I accidentally hit the
That's
hit
okay.
the mouse.
I hit stuff all the time over here.
Do you guys remember after it was announced that Jimmy Garoppolo was agreeing to sign with the Raiders,
Yeah.
and then the press conference was delayed?
Delayed again,
and there
a
was
day.
this
Yes.
whole big thing.
Yeah.
The reason why it was delayed was because of the surgery he was having on his foot.
Okie
Yeah.
dokie. Yeah. Yeah. And in what way? As if the Raiders didn't know what to say about it yet, or like he actually was having surgery that day?
I think he was having surgery.
Why the hell did they schedule it that day then? What, did he get a last minute appointment or something?
Not sure.
The Raiders.
The autumn wind is anesthesia.
The autumn wind needs a calendar, is what they need. I mean,
The autumn wind is a scalpel.
I don't feel bad for anybody involved. I will say this.
I feel bad for the Niners
Do
and
you?
for Kyle.
Like, okay, hold on.
Because Kyle didn't put him on IR because obviously Jimmy must have said, yeah, I'll try to stay ready just in case you need me.
Maybe he did.
He lied to him.
Wait a minute.
He was never going to tough it out.
But maybe he did, and he
If
tried.
he would have, then he would have been in uniform when they needed him most on that day.
But he needed
in
surgery,
January.
as it turns out.
Whatever. Throw some dirt on it. You big baby.
Come on,
He needed
dude.
surgery.
Can you
So
imagine?
he waits till he gets his new deal. $72 million. I need surgery, guys.
I love that you're throwing it out this way as if it's crazy. You want to know what would be crazy? You're about to be a free agent. You have been disenfranchised, essentially tossed aside. Trey Lance draft, Brock Purdy, go play on the kiddie field while we wait, Jimmy. All the things the Niner organization did to Jimmy. And you've got a $70-something million free agent contract sitting there, and you're going to go play?
No, you're going to get surgery.
Injured?
You're going to get surgery right away.
But you don't always know that you need it. Like
Wow.
sometimes you try to rehab and it doesn't work.
Come on, Mark.
That's what they did, in fact, the previous year on the shoulder. Remember? We're going to try to rehab. It's not reacting. We
And
need
that
surgery.
was a mistake as well.
Right, but like mistakes happen. Or like you try, like I'd love to ask Doc this next week, right? The idea of rehab versus surgery. Like you try sometimes and the body reacts the way it reacts.
Right. Or an even better way to put it is you decide that you don't want to get surgery because you're going to string the Niners along and say, oh, yeah, I'm going to try to stay ready for you, Kyle.
Why would he do that?
I mean, I don't know why he
What
would
does
do
he get
that.
out of that?
Well, what he gets out of it is he should have had surgery right away
Well,
to be ready for the Raiders.
Like hindsight. Sure.
Right. In hindsight, the first time was also the wrong move to say, oh, I'm going to hope my shoulder gets better.
That's
and
tough.
then
That's tough.
It's real tough.
You're asking people to know things they don't know. You don't know what you know till you know.
Right. What I do know is that he got a 3-year deal for $73 million and then had surgery.
And the Raiders, I'm sure, knew that when
And I
they
also
signed
know
it.
this. When he didn't have surgery after the week 13 injury against Miami, he, sat there and laughed as the starting quarterback and he
Wow.
smiled.
Okay, what if somebody said something funny? Like you know what I mean? There's no context to that
Take your
smile.
bad foot to a suite. You don't need to be on the sideline. It's bad optics. Can you at least give me that? It's bad optics.
Actually, no.
You're having to defend Jimmy Garoppolo now 6 months later.
I don't have to defend him. I don't
Well,
think
you
anything-
are.
I don't defend him. Nothing happened. He's not even on the team anymore. What I like.
Well, he's
okay,
he's
what about-
smiling when Brock Purdy got hurt.
To me, this is well, it wasn't right when he got hurt. It was later.
He was smiling the whole time.
He wasn't like you make it sound like he was pointing at him and laughing or something. Now you know what it's like to
Might
be
as well have
hurt
been.
for the 49ers.
So he's smiling when they're down 21-7
Hey.
with no quarterback.